The Brother Trucker has opened an open challenge tonight for the 1CW Bulletproof Championship. Now I know the Styles stable has got their eyes on the prize. And all I've got to say is I don't care if it's Dustin Tarr, Brian Morris, or Stevie Ray Styles himself. The Brother Trucker rolls out bulletproof.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mike Fresh. With me is Jason Heat, coming out after issuing an open challenge, almost calling out, or flat out calling out, the Styles stable, Trucker Josh, the Bulletproof Champion, coming out to see who's going to answer his call.
The Brother Trucker Josh Windsor successfully defended the Bulletproof title against previous champion Miles Milletti. He has a meteoric rise, but it is a difficult task to go up against an unknown opponent. This is unfamiliar music to me, Mike.
I guess El Hardo making his way to the ring?
Sure, that's definitely a luchador named El Hardo. It's absolutely definitely not the Styles stable with J.B. Anderson and Derek Benesh, so it's definitely not Stevie Ray Styles.
And I'm almost curious why J.B. Anderson's out here, as he acknowledged a few days ago that he isn't medically cleared.
Chris Wilde coming out. Is Chris Wilde going to be the one to answer the challenge? And yet, here is Brian Morris. The entire stable, for the most part, a significant portion, are all out here at the same time. Is there a plan for who will answer this challenge, or is it just that one of them will?
Well, it really looks like the only two that could would be El Hardo and Wonder Boy.
What is wrong with this picture? It's certainly not my movie star good looks. It's certainly not this beautiful baby blue gear. The problem is my waist. The problem's right here. Because a man of my status, a man that's accomplished everything that I've accomplished in 1CW, deserves accolades, deserves validation. Validation in the form of championship gold. And right now, there's nothing around my waist. But that all changes tonight. A little birdie told me something about an open challenge being thrown out there. So I'm going to take tonight as an opportunity to fix the only problem with me. And tonight, after being cheated out of my workhorse championship reign, after being cheated out of becoming the inaugural Delmarva Sports Network champion, Wonder Boy Brian Morris has ensured that the odds are in his favor.
Big huddle right now, deciding on the plan. Will we see El Hardo make his debut, or is Brian Morris, the Wonder Boy, the heir apparent of 1CW, going to get yet another opportunity at championship gold? We've recently seen him make it to the finals of the DSN title tournament. We saw him get an opportunity at the tag titles alongside fellow Styles stable member Dustin Tarr. And it's official. Not only is this an open challenge, not only is Brian Morris going to be the competitor, this is
Going to be a 5-on-1 match?
Yeah, this is effectively a handicap match. And we don't know what the status of the workhorses as a unit is.
Home of the Mets.
The golden child of the Styles stable, a former workhorse champion.
The crowd firmly behind Wonder Boy,
A former cruiserweight champion.
who threw his title away.
Obsessed with regaining gold. Promised Stevie Ray Styles for Styles' birthday that he would become the DSN champion and was unable to make good on that promise.
El Hardo screaming English.
There's 5 men on the outside representing the Styles stable, and we do not know what the status of the whole fam family, the workhorses, are even at this point, or if they're even a unit. Mark Jr. Dangerfield no longer that man. Now Mark Harrow, the head of the Horribles. Tiny Tim was injured by Devontes. Cousin Wyatt is put back on the stripes. It really just leaves
Carlson, who is getting ready for his own match.
and brother trucker Josh Windsor. So we may have seen the complete dissolution of any backup Josh Windsor could have counted on. The Wonder Baby chants ring out. They are getting in the head of Brian Morris. He cannot afford to make a mistake. We've seen Ty Awesome get turfed from the Styles stable for losing the 1CW championship and not getting in line behind Chris Wilde. Can the same thing happen to Brian Morris if he is not successful in bringing gold to the stable anytime soon? How many chances does he get?
That's one of the things that I've been wondering. He has had a lot of chances for gold. And he has had a lot of unsuccessful attempts in his quest for gold.
We've seen tension seemingly arise between Chris Wilde and Brian Morris, between Brian Morris and Stevie Ray Styles, between Dustin Tarr and Craig Zelis. The Styles stables have run this company for the better part of a year, but threads starting to unravel. Maybe just a little bit. Can they be knit together by a Brian Morris title win right now? Standing in the way of that is the equivalent of several tons of steel, the brother trucker. Vroom vroom beep beep himself, Josh Windsor.
Josh Windsor, another fast rising star in 1CW.
Almost meteoric.
You can see how much this crowd loves him. I don't even think that's a hyperbole. And capturing singles gold this early in his career, almost unheard of.
Less than a year into the wrestling business, and the brother trucker has become one of the biggest stars of the company, a champion. His face is on the poster, his name's on the marquee.
Taking to wrestling like a fish to water.
Or a Mack truck to an open road. But is he ready to go it alone? In wrestling, there's a reason you have your trainers, you have people watching your back. That's why the Styles stable has been so attractive to people like J.D. Anderson on the outside, because even injured, he's still got a place on the roster thanks to being a part of the Styles stable. Without the fam family, without the workhorses, can Trucker Josh continue to flourish? How does that affect his momentum? Is he ready to fly on his own?
And if you watch around the ring, El Hardo
Sure.
has a cane.
Sure.
JB Anderson has that cast. Not only does he have a cast, there's also a chair with the word bonk written on it out there.
A handicap match by any other name is still quite as unfair. And Brian Morris guillotining Josh Windsor's head off that top rope. We don't have to call him El Hardo. That is layers to this onion that I am willing to unpeel.
I'm just going by the entrance.
We're journalists, Mike. We can go a little deeper, baby.
We can.
Josh Windsor's head just smacked into the steel pole that supports the ring, that ring post. And when steel meets skull, there's only one winner. Take a guess. You think it's the human being?
It's steel every time.
Every time, undefeated.
And the Styles stable just stalking Trucker Josh.
We are watching in slow motion as Brian Morris with just one, the end of Trucker Josh's title reign. Feels a bit like an inevitability at this point.
I know that our shows are broken up across episodes. If you have the chance to make it out to a 1CW show in Houston, in Shelbyville, wherever we may be, I ask you to please come out.
Well, I'm so sorry, Mike, but Brian Morris may be about to take this title.
2 count. I ask you to please come out because these shows, when you watch them live and you see all the threads that happen and you experience this atmosphere, I think it's safe to say for you and me, this has been a pretty devastating night.
It's an underwhelming statement. Trucker Josh learning the hard way. It's one thing to reach the top of the mountain. It's another thing to stay there. Target on your back, Brian Morris on your chest. Only 2.
I don't want to say desperation, but I feel like Brian Morris is a little bit desperate here. I feel like after every single time he hits a move and hits Trucker Josh, he's going for a cover.
Obsessed. That's the word I'd use. Brian Morris is obsessed with gold. Very motivated. Cannot take that away from the young man. There's a reason that he has been chosen by the Styles stable to take them in to the new generation. There is so much great young talent. They could have tried to recruit Josh Windsor. They could have tried to recruit Deep Pockets, Dakon Egent. But they don't. They went after Brian Morris. He was their number 1 draft pick. Now he's got to live up to that.
And watch how distracted he becomes by the audience. That could be his downfall.
Cannot count Trucker Josh out until the end, but Brian Morris will make him work for it every second, forcing Josh to grind through pain.
And Brian Morris, even though he knocked Trucker Josh down, you saw him grab the side. Hitting Trucker Josh is like hitting a Mack truck.
Trucker Josh defeated a future first ballot Hall of Famer in 1CW, Miles Millennium, not once, but twice, to win the title and to defend the title. After that, gotta believe Trucker Josh could beat anyone in this company at any time on any given night if there weren't 4 other men, including our heavyweight champion on the outside. Chris Wilde is a difference maker.
El Hardo, Sean Hardy, Stevie Ray Styles getting a couple licks in there himself.
Yeah, you count all of Stevie Ray Styles' different identities. What, 7 on 1 at this point? Guy makes Two-Face look level-headed.
Brian Morris not looking like he's getting the better end of trading these shots.
Simple but effective offense by Trucker Josh Windsor. Trained by Sean Carlson.
big DDT.
And we've seen Carlson and Brian Morris go to war many times. You know, Carlson has advised Trucker Josh on exactly what to do if he ever found himself across from the Styles stable yet again, using those lessons well.
Trucker Josh fighting to his feet.
Big swings.
Big chops.
Making great contact. Josh Windsor's got a second win. He refueled. The rig is rocking.
Wonder Boy going up. Nice roll through. This could be it.
Leg drop. Instinctively, Morris rolling to his stomach so he can't be pinned, and managing to get close enough that dazzling Derek Benesh very clearly put Morris's feet on the ropes. This is that handicap situation.
Stevie Ray Styles on the apron.
And as suspected, newsflash, El Hardo is Stevie Ray Styles, and Brian Morris
Laying
is in the
in
back.
wait.
Oh! Beautiful leg lariat right to the chin of Trucker Josh.
Do we have a new? No, we could have had a new champion. Morris looking confused.
Josh fighting valiantly, continuing his effort. But there's only so much you can do. The numbers are against him. It's simple math, Mike. Numbers don't lie.
Shooting him into the ropes. Trucker Josh ducks.
Brian Morris doing a good job cutting off the momentum, not allowing the big rig to get some steam.
I'll tell you what, though. In the event Brian Morris wins,
Wait a second, Chris Wilde just grabbed the feet of Brian Morris. I don't know if he knew.
Derek Benesh, not a happy man.
That was a mistake and an unforced error. Chris Wilde may have cost Brian Morris this match.
Shifting gears. It is over.
Chris Wilde was a difference maker, but not in the way they intended.
He has a pretty big smile on his face.
Too many cooks in the kitchen for the Styles stable, and Chris Wilde cost Brian Morris this match.
I'm willing to bet that was not intentional. He does not look remorseful at all.
Well, it is Chris Wilde. You'd have to have self-awareness to acknowledge that you made a mistake, and Stevie Ray Styles was not out here to see what happened, berating